What's going on, Knoll Nation? It's CJ Wilson with the Roll Up Network, here to bring you some breaking news in regards to a commitment. Four-star cornerback Fentrell Cypress out of the transfer portal has committed to FSU. That's right, the big-time transfer prospect has narrowed down his decision and picked FSU in the Seminoles. So shout out to Mike Norvell, Coach Alan Fuller, and Coach Wilson and the rest of the staff for bringing this recruitment and bringing in one of the best players within the transfer portal. Fentrell is rated as the #1 cornerback on the transfer portal market, and he's a top 5 player overall, regardless of position within the transfer portal. Second team All ACC defensive back for the Virginia Cavaliers last year. Had 14 pass breakups. Decided to enter the transfer portal because he wanted to maximize his NFL potential and also compete for a national championship and play on a team that's a title contender and playing big time games in a big time atmosphere. So FSU fits the bill as they bring back the majority of their starters back from this past season. As you guys know, this past season was pretty successful for FSU. So to bring in a player like Fentrell Cypress to try to shore up the defense and shore that defensive back room is a really good get. A very versatile player that can be used all over the field like Jamie Robinson. You can play him in the slot. You can play him at safety, play regular corner, blitz off the edge. And that was something that was really appealing to Fentrell once he took his official visit to FSU. It's just how dynamic he would be in FSU defense and how versatile he would be in regards to, or how versatile Adam Fuller would be in using him within the defense. I think he'd be all over the field just to show how versatile he is and of course, improve his draft stock. And like I said, compete for a championship while FSU is going to be in contention for it next year in regards to the ACC, and we'll see how that goes even further. They did get Brady Fix within the transfer portal as well. He's the #1 transfer defensive tackle for FSU. Out of Western Michigan. So to pair him, get Brady Fitz, the #1 transfer portal defensive tackle, Fentrell Cypress, the #1 transfer portal cornerback, with pretty much everyone coming back on defense aside from maybe Jamie Robinson, Big Coop, and Jared Verse and Fabian Lovett. They're still up in the air in regards to their decision. But the majority of your players on the defense come back. So if you can add pieces like that, that can really put the defense over the top. And we're not going to get into the offensive guys we're going to transfer portal. That's a different story. We already know how good the offense is. But focusing on defense and Fentrell specifically, he had a lot of suitors within the transfer portal as the #1 quarterback would, right? UCLA took official visit to UCLA. I know Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Notre Dame, and Ohio State were other teams that were in contention for him and recruiting him throughout the transfer portal. So a great job for their staff in regards to closing this recruitment and bringing it home. And also they showed Fentrell just the history of FSU in regards to defensive background, right? We all know a lot of people call it defensive back. You have the greatest cornerback of all time at Deion Sanders. You have Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, current studs within the NFL, Asante Samuel, who recently got drafted in the 2nd round, and a lot of guys in between then, Corey Fuller and Antonio Cromartie, Chris Hope, you name it, Samari Rowe. So a lot of players in regards to the history, he saw that history and in regards to that, and felt like he could fit right in and be a part of that history. So again, great get from Mike Norvell and staff in regards to closing on Fentrell Cypress. It's a lot of excitement in Tallahassee. It's going to be a really big 2023 season, and we got it all covered on the Roll Up Network. Can't wait to bring you guys more news because I feel like we're not done in the transfer portal just yet. Go Noles.